Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, Entertainment? So time coming to y'all with another video. First of all, this outfit, y'all, is giving I'm finna fix your car, but I'm still finna go out and party. Okay. Before I get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this video. We're doing Traitors recaps, you guys. Make sure you guys please hit that like button so I can continue doing it. And of course, tune into this season because so far I got some opinions. First, what we're gonna do is break down the cast, and how I'm gonna do the recap. Like, Traitors is the type of show where like it cuts off, but it goes into like directly the next episode, like the result of it. And it also, they be dropping 3 episodes at once type vibe because it's on Peacock. So I'm gonna be doing a little bit differently how I used to do it. So it's gonna be like the ending of the whole episode and then the beginning of the next episode. That's how I'm gonna kind of do it. So this recap is gonna be the first episode and a little bit of the beginning. Okay. So yeah, now let's break down this cast. First person we talking about is Sam. So this guy is Britney Spears' ex. The Traitors casting kills me. Like, they'll cast like a bunch of reality stars, but then they'll throw like some random people in, like Zac Efron brother. Like, who thought, oh, let's put Zac Efron's brother on the cast. Let's put Britney Spears' ex on the cast. Like, they don't have, like, Zac Efron's brother have accolades because, you know, he acts and stuff too, but like Britney Spears' ex, it's like, y'all put him on the show as Britney Spears' ex, not like as a celebrity. Like, the casting kills me the way they do it because it's just so random, but it makes sense at the end. Then we got Chanel. Now, Chanel so far this first episode, Chanel is to me playing it very smart. She's being herself, don't get me wrong, but it's like nobody would ever suspect she's a traitor because she's so like oblivious to everything going on that like you would never think that she would be the traitor. Like, for Ish and Giggles, I kind of wish that they made her the traitor because she'd be like, oh my God, okay guys, don't tell anybody, but I'm a traitor. Like, she would just blurt it out and then try to have everybody keep it a secret. Like, they should have made her a traitor just so we could get a good laugh, but they did it at first. We have Bob the Drag Queen, which, by the way, like, shout out to Bob. Shout out to Bob the Drag Queen. Like, that nigga came on the show and literally became the main character in 2.5 seconds. He didn't even have to do much. Even if he wasn't a traitor, he still would have been the main character. Okay? The only thing I'm going to get you with Bob, you don't be in full of geesh, and that bothers me. Candy Muse did House of Villains, and that bitch was in and out of geesh. Bob didn't even wear a wig. Like, can we get a good wig? If they cast the Shangela or like freaking what's her name? Coco or somebody, they would have been wearing their wigs. Alyssa, she would have been wearing her wig. Okay? Bob came in there full beard and a dress. He said, fuck all that. This ain't Drag Race. Y'all not paying for the get up. So y'all just gonna get this. I'm not trailing all of my geesh to Ireland so that way I could get put up and get my makeup on. Y'all gonna get what y'all get, okay? I'm not even mad at it though, because that is a lot of work to do. Like, you're literally doing 2 jobs at once. Next, we got Dolores, which I kind of wish they had picked somebody else because Dolores is the most entertaining of the housewives. But the girl was available. Okay, I wonder why Teresa still hasn't done the show. With her being such a villainous character, you would think they would give her the call. But I guess because she did House of Villains, that's like, you feel me? Isn't that like I would call that like a conflict of interest because they have similar plots of reality shows. I'm guessing that's why. Who knows? And then we got Robin. Y'all know I don't like Robin, okay? So far, I'm impressed. But y'all know I don't like Robin. So it's like automatically I want to see her get murdered. They shade. I was like, first episode, I'm like, kill her, get Robin. But no, they didn't. You feel me? So, but I'm going to try to not be as biased on this series off of my own opinion on some of these other shows that they've been on. I will say that. Next, we got Jeremy from Survivor. Y'all, I am a big Survivor fan just now. as I am a Big Brother fan. I've went back and watched like all of the seasons. Jeremy is a really good player. He just ends up getting effed over by trusting too much. So I wonder if the same thing's gonna happen to him then. Then we have Tony. Tony, you guys, is another one that's really, really good. He's like the Derek of Survivor. I don't like Derek, which we're gonna get to. It's like, it's crazy. I was watching, I'm like, oh, this is good. And then when they revealed those three people, I'm like, oh. I'm like, why, Traitor? Why did we have to bring these three? Like, it's like they get opportunity after opportunity. Like, can we see some other niggas? I was like, oh, I'm just saying. Next, we got Zac Efron, brother. Child Traitors budget couldn't afford Zac Efron. So they settled for second best, his brother. So his brother so far, I feel like is actually doing very well. First episode wise, at least, because I feel like he, to me, is kind of, he made his predictions were sort of wrong, but he's at least aware of kind of the people and how they play, what's going on. Like he kind of knows like how to peep the scenery, which is like a good thing. He's also was a big Survivor fan, so him sort of watching them growing up and stuff, he sort of knows like who they are, right? Next, we got Nikki from, y'all say WWE wrestler, I say Total Divas, okay? Total Divas. We got Nikki from Total Divas. We have Bob from The Biggest Loser, and then Brittany from Big Brother. Now, there's this whole beef between Brittany and Danielle, who's also on the cast. I didn't watch Reindeer Games. So this whole beef between them, I have no clue about. Reese, let me tell you something. I'm a Big Brother super fan, but these recent seasons and these recent like specials, I'm just not a fan of. I'm sorry. I'm just not. This last season of Big Brother wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It was really good. I didn't watch the full thing, but I watched clips of it. I know I'm a super fan, and that's hypocritical to say. It's only because I want to be on the show so bad. It's like I hold a grudge against them for not casting me that I haven't watched the recent seasons. But I have seen the clips on it on that. Now, the season before the last season was trash. Garbage. Hot garbage. Right? So this whole beef between them, I had no clue what that they had. My whole thing is though, Big Brother players, they take everything so personal. Like it's as if like Danielle was crying as if Brittany slept with her husband. She was like, I was hurt. And I'm like, oh my God, what did she do? Like, did she sleep with your husband, Danielle? Like, Big Brother players, what they gonna do is hold a grudge. Like, you do something to them on that game, you better hope you don't get casted with them on another show. Because they're gonna hold that grudge. That grudge gonna be there, okay? We got Dorinda from Housewives. I'm surprised this season they casted so many Housewives. Because last season, I could have sworn there wasn't that much Housewives. I know Phaedra was there, and I think another housewife was there too. But this season, they casted 4. We had Ayan, we had Robin, we had Dorinda, and then we had Dolores. So it was 4 housewives all in total. And, oh, I know Andy Cohen is embarrassed because ain't much up there. Like, they just don't be thinking. Like, they think so strictly off of emotion. But you can't really blame them because the reality show that they are on, it's not a show where it's competitive. It's competitive to stay on the show. It is a little bit like Survivor, but it's like a seasonal Survivor. Like they just trying to make it to the next season. These people be trying to make it to the next episode. They don't have that mentality. So it's a lot harder for these housewives to do good on shows. That's why Phaedra surprised a lot of people last season because she was so good. We have Sierra from Summer House. We have this guy named Lord. Now, apparently, he's the first gay royal. He talked about it on the show about how some of the family kind of disowned him or something to that effect because he was the first gay royal to really be out. We have Tom, and then we have Tricelle. Now, what's funny with those two is Tricelle is best friend, well, not best friends, but friends with Ariana. So immediately, Tom is such a narcissist. He's such a narc. How you gonna say, oh, I think she's a traitor just because you know she's her friend and you want to get her out of there just to spite her? That's that narc shit, okay? Clearly, Tom hasn't changed. And then we also have Caroline. Now, Caroline is another one of, to me, one of my favorite Survivor plays to watch because she's so wacky and kooky. And to me, I agreed with her. I feel like they made the wrong decision with getting rid of Dorinda. Dorinda, to me, would have been the perfect person to stay on the episode and not be the first person to be eliminated, because I feel like Dorinda is a good shield. She is the type of person that is so loud and talks without thinking that you would think she's the traitor because she's so aggressive. So I feel like they really should have kept her in there and got rid of Robert. But no, you feel me? Like they should have got rid of somebody else instead of her. And then we have Gabby, who's from the Bachelorette. Now, they all are getting there to the castle. They get to the castle, whatever. Mind you, it's in Ireland, so all of them have their little Scottish wear. Like, I love to do a show like this because it's like you get to serve fashion, you get to read a little bit, you get to lie. Like, it's just, it all encompasses what a dream show that I would be on. Like, you feel me? Anyway, so they get to the castle, and then everybody start mingling, whatever. Danielle sees Brittany, and you would have thought them bitches was at a funeral. They're like, oh my God. I'm like, who died? Like, it's reindeer games. No shade to Danielle. Do you know why Danielle is pissed? Because I feel like she feels like, mind you, that was her third time playing Big Brother, because she did original Big Brother, she did All Stars, and then did the little special reindeer games. I think she feels like every time she plays Big Brother, she gets gypped. So I think she was mad at Brittany because she gypped her of another season. Although it wasn't a full season, but y'all know what I mean. I think that's why she was hurt. But they both cried like she was funeral. Brittany got the funeral veil to match anyway. She's like, oh, I didn't know that I hurt you, but like, I'm sorry, Danielle. I didn't know until I realized that like I hurt you. Oh, and then Danielle's just like, you did hurt me. And I'm like, okay. So they sort of kind of patch it for now. And the host comes out and gives them a grand opportunity. Mind you, he's a cast member in itself. The fashions, the way that he presents everything, it's everything, right? So he says, okay, I have an opportunity for you guys. Because there was one person with a mask. Because the whole time they're heading to the mansion, all these dudes had like a mask on. So they had their traitors there go away. But there was one traitor that stayed behind. So the traitor that stayed behind, they had him come up. So they said, hey, if you shake my hand, the host said, you get to eliminate one of the somebody there and bring this traitor in. And they revealed a traitor, and it's Boston Rob. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. Boston Rob to me is so overrated. I don't care what nobody says. I am a big Survivor fan, and I've watched like all of the seasons. He is so overrated to me. I feel like he got lucky a lot of times. And then also, what really is the cherry on the damn Sunday for me for Rob is Deal or No Deal Island. That show pissed me off. Oh my God. I don't care what nobody said. That first season, they casted a bunch of people that barely probably watched reality TV before. They didn't even know who the hell the man was. Like, I was like, if y'all don't get rid of this man, I'm about to jump through the screen and choke the man out myself. Like, I just didn't get it. Made me mad watching that season. I'm like, why are y'all not planning on eliminating this man? He has won like twice before. This is like his sixth show. Y'all keeping him around for what? Like, fuck. Let's say you like the man. Still, just off the strength that he's won before, why would you want to keep him around? That bothers me. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if that's your favorite player. They won money, a big lump sum, and you gonna keep them around and win again? That will forever be the ick to me on reality TV. It just don't make sense to me. I just think Boston has gotten lucky off of playing with less than smart players and has gotten away with being a great player because of that scenario. It bothers me. So I'm glad nobody walked up in there and shook his hand, but he's still getting in another way anyway. So I'm like, it's like, damn. It's just irritating to me. Like, I hate it. Like, can y'all give somebody else a chance? Seriously, all these people that only maybe been on one show, they weren't available. Oh, so the person who was struggling the most to shake the host's hand to have Rob come in was Caroline. Caroline was like, Like she was like pinching. Like I would think Caroline is a traitor just because of the fact that she just is a wackadoodle. Like why are you so fidgety and so reacty? Like I'm gonna think that you a traitor just off the strength of that. Okay, but she didn't end up doing it. They end up taking Rob away, and they end up going in the house. So all the cast members and stuff are mingling. Child, they probably was looking at Bob like, "Who's that man?" Because I'm telling y'all, Bob ain't had no geesh. Bob put on that big ass blue dress. He put a little makeup, a little eyeshadow on, and that's about it. You feel me? Child, let me tell you something. Alyssa would have came and literally been in full geesh even during the challenges. Literally. They would have been like, that's a woman. They wouldn't even knew that was a drag queen. He would be like, who? I'm Alyssa. What drag queen? That's what Alyssa would have been like. But Bob, I ain't even mad at you. Y'all, you in a whole nother country. Anybody got time for all that shit? They're all sort of interacting with each other. They're starting to get to know each other, whatever. Tom is trying to like make connections. Zac Efron's brother is basically fangirling because of some of the Survivor players. Some of the Survivor players thought that one of them was gonna break and shake the host's hand to let Boston in. And of course, Ayan is talking everybody's ears off. That's why I think she would be the best person to pick as a traitor, because nobody would suspect it. And it would be funny as fuck. So as they're getting to know each other, they decide to do the round table. So the round table is where they pick everybody that is a traitor, 3 people, right? So he walks around the table while everybody else is blindfolded and taps them on their shoulder, okay? It's like playing 7-Up. Y'all remember that game 7-Up? When you used to have to close your eyes and be like, and then you got to figure out who touched you or something like that. Wasn't it called 7-Up? It was called 7-Up. I just had to look it up. It was called 7-Up. I knew it was called 7-Up. Like, I used to love playing that game as a kid. I went to like this ghetto ass high school, this ghetto ass elementary school. When I was younger, and we used to play that shit like all the time. And niggas used to almost get to fighting playing 7-Up. So they playing 7-Up, and they blindfold each other. Everybody's blindfolded, and he ends up picking Caroline, Bob, and Danielle to be traitors. My whole thing is with the blindfolds. Can't they sort of cheat? Like, what if somebody kind of like it's loose and they can see the leg, you know, and they can lightly hear a tap? Like, I don't know. I don't trust it. I hope the producers sort of walk around and do like a hand check or something and be like, how many hands I'm putting up? I'm throwing a crit sign, crit of blood. Like, I hope they go around to try to see if, like, you know, everybody's blindfolds tight. Because I'm the type of conspiracy theorist. I would think somebody's over there cheating. I don't give a fuck. Money's on the line. Everybody got to have blindfolds on. Tight. You feel me? Like, I hope the producers tighten that bitch up after everybody put it on, like, just so that way it's fair. So he goes around and he sometimes sort of like edges them. And I call edging meaning like you don't go fully all the way. The nut you ain't fully buzzed. Like he's like, ooh, I'm not going to touch you. And then he goes around, I'm not going to touch you. I'm not going to touch you, right? So after that, he ends up picking, like I said, Danielle, Bob, and then Caroline. They take off the blindfolds. Tom, bitch, when I tell y'all, I screamed. Tom has like a tear, right? And he's like, bitch, I would have thought you was a traitor based off of that. Open up them raccoon eyes looking all over. He's like, he eyeing down Bob. Bob's like, bitch, this white motherfucker keeps looking at me. Because he's trying to look at everybody's eyes to see if they had a difference in like emotion or something like that. So I guess, but to me, that just made him a little bit more suspicious than anything. Okay. And it's that one tear down his eyes. Why were you crying? Did you have flashbacks of all the hate that you got online when you cheated on that damn girl? So Tom ends up talking to Caroline and Danielle, and he's like, oh, you know, like you guys are good. Like, I really think Trishelle, I think she's the traitor. Like, you guys are like really good in my book. And like, you like my skirt? You like my skirt? Isn't it cute? Yeah. Yeah. Tom gave it to me. Like, just oblivious. Danielle's like, oh. And then Caroline's like, you do? Right? So then Trishelle ends up finding out because that Efron messy brother ends up telling her, I think it was him, I'm pretty sure it was him. He ends up telling her, and so she is like, oh wow, like that's the ultimate backstab. Like, you trying to get me out of here because I'm good girlfriends with your ex-girl that you cheated on. Let me tell y'all what they really could have did to gag the girls. They really should have put Ariana and Tom on the season. The girls would have gagged. Oh my god. And let me tell you what they should have did. They should have put Tom and Ariana as traitors. That would have been TV gold. Because then they would have kind of been forced to either work together or stab each other behind the back. Like, it would have been like, oh, it would have been great TV. It would have been great TV. The person who impressed me the most with their acting skills is Danielle. That bitch is good. Like, I'm talking about, if you could cry real tears to try to portray a lie, you're a different level type of liar. So it's like, damn, bitch. She was good. To me, she was most convincing out of the three. Caroline, I would have been able to peep that she's a traitor because she's so fidgety. And then Bob, he seemed too good to be true. The challenge to me exposed him from being a traitor because of how he was acting. So the challenge was they had to get on like this big ass boat, trail over to each section. Each of the sections would get an extra money towards the winning pot, but each section they would have to drop off like 2 people that would be up for elimination. Okay. Now, when they start getting on the boat, first of all, they're rowing like the opposite way. Row your boat gently down the street. Merrily. The bitches couldn't get down the street. So they started doing like mowing. And next thing you know, Bob turns into full on fucking trade. I'm like, where the fuck was this Bob? Bob's like, hey, no, this is what we're gonna do. Roll this way. You say ho, and then you say wee. Say ho, wee, ho, wee. So like he started basically telling them how to motion and telling them how to keep up with the time. I gagged. I said, wow, you really are a top stuff. No, it kind of gagged me a little bit. It really did. I was like, oh, like, so he really was like, to me, the leader. Him and Tony were like the 2 people sort of coordinating everything that was really going on with that whole challenge. And to me, that would have been a red flag that you're a traitor. Because why do you care so much that we succeed? And why do you care so much that it's only the women getting dropped and not the men? Because if I was a faithful, I wouldn't give a crap who's dropping as long as it's not me. But if you're a traitor, you're trying to make sure it's certain people on that flow that you want to get rid of. That's how I think. Immediately, the housewives are like the first few that are volunteering themselves to sit on the raft and be up for elimination. Dumb. I would have been like, every time they said 2 people got to get off, I'll be like, I'll be washing off my shoes. Like, I'm not going to put myself up for risk to go home. No, bitch. My biggest fear, knock on wood, if I ever get on the show, is to go home first. Like, that is like the ultimate loss. Like, fuck. You did all that work, you got on, and you were the first to go. Like, at least give me second. Bitch, I want to win, though. You feel me? So it's like, I would have never. I don't care if the people that were on the raft were mad. I don't care. First 2 to get off were like, I believe it was Dorinda and Dolores. And then at one point it was Ayan and Robin, right? So they were kind of feeling stupid because they sort of realized I put a target on their back because they were so willing to take one for the team, while all the other dudes there didn't even care to do it. They were just sitting there. So there was at one point where they get to a stop and Bob volunteered, but he was like, one of these dudes got to come with me. They got to come with me, guys. So all the girls were like, they're right. Come on, guys. Come on. Nobody's willing to get off. So Danielle's like, you know what? Fuck it. Don't do it. And she's like crying, acting like she's crying. And she's like, oh, you guys are so selfish. So she gets on the raft. And then now it's Bob, her, Ayan, Robin, Dolores, Dorinda. Robin gonna talk about she do it because she's a selfless person. No, you do it because sometimes Robin you will be thinking, okay? And of course, Robin is doing great on Traitors. Juan is the ultimate traitor. Let me stop. I don't give a fuck. Okay, that is the traitor in her life, so she's used to playing the game. Oh, Karen would have had a good read for that had she not been in rehab. Anyways, they end the challenge. Mind you, they didn't even get all that money. They didn't even get as much money as they could have, because nobody was willing to take one for the team. So they leave all the people that's on the raft sitting there for like a little bit. I guess they really had them sitting there for a little bit. I thought they would have cut the cameras off, had a boat come and get them niggas. This one didn't learn how to swim, y'all. So I would have thought the boats would have came and get the niggas, but the boats didn't come and get the niggas. So I guess they sat there for a little bit. And then that's when the people that didn't volunteer to be on the raft, they got to go home, eat. So by the time the people that did volunteer as faithfuls, they came back home and they were pissed. Y'all know Dorinda. Dorinda's always, known to have good dinners and to sit down and make things nice. So she felt insulted that they didn't wait for them to eat. I'm like, this is what makes the show good, because a lot of these cast members have never been on a competition reality show. So they think everything is sweet cookies and ice cream. It's not, bitch. Like, think about how some of these people played Survivor. They didn't even have food to eat. They had to find it, or they had to earn it. They had to literally compete to get rice. And you just mad because y'all ain't had a family dinner. Like, it's Jersey Shore. Like, girl, that's what makes the show so good, because you have non-competing people and competing people in one atmosphere at once. So she was pissed. Danielle was the greatest actress with this, because she's like, oh my God, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to any of you guys. So she's like eating mad. Tom comes over, flailing his skirt. You know, he moves his kilt to the side. He gives her a hug. He's just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He's like, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, Danielle. Like, I swear, like, I regret it. It sucks, man. Like, we did what we could, man. You know how he does. So Danielle's just like, he walks away. She's smiling, grinning ear to ear, right? So everybody's still kind of trying to see like what's up and who they think is the traitor. Some people are saying Trishelle, because of how at one point she was telling Tony, hey, we need your help to find the traitor, since, you're like an undercover cop, right? Some people thinking it's Dorinda, because Dorinda ended up getting an attitude. They started drilling Dorinda because Dorinda was pissed that she got left on the draft and they didn't wait for them to eat, because they left them some leftovers. And that food did look good. So I ain't gonna lie, I would have been pissed too. Bob's walking around like, hey, what are you guys doing? Right? So she was going off. She's just like, you guys left us cold and you guys left us leftovers. So I'm mad, okay? She's going back and forth with some of the people that didn't sacrifice themselves. And they're questioning her, especially Jeremy. He's like, why would we think that you're not a traitor? Because if I was a traitor, I would have did what you did. So how we know you're not a traitor? And it's just like, but, I'm a loyal person, so I'm not going to do that. Y'all know how Dorinda get. Dorinda, to me, would have been the perfect person to keep. I don't care what nobody says. That, to me, was a wrong move to get rid of her first. I would have got rid of either Dolores, because she's so loyal, or Robin. Okay? Because she would be a perfect shield. So they end up revealing the traitors to each other. Of course, Bob and Danielle are like, you feel me? Like, that was a lot of a key, because both of them were lying to each other on that raft, acting like neither of them were traitors. Whole time they were traitors. So they started going back and forth and deciding who, and Caroline ends up deciding who that they wanted to eliminate. Caroline at first wanted to eliminate Dorinda, and I wish she stuck to her guns, because I think she's going to regret it later on. Like I said, we still on episode 1, so don't spoil in the comments. I feel like she's going to regret it later on, because Dorinda would have been a good shield. They could have kept blaming her, and they could have said she got rid of one of the housewives to make it look like it's not her. But no, they ended up getting rid of Dorinda. And it really was Bob and Danielle's idea. Even Danielle was getting irritated with Caroline, because y'all know Caroline can't complete a full sentence, coherently. So she was getting irritated as fuck. So they ended up going up with Dorinda. What was funny to me is when we found out about Dorinda's elimination. Bob, you are going to hell. It was his reaction when he walked in. He's like, bitch, let me tell you, I would have clouded his teeth so hard because I watch Drag Race, and not even that, I watch his podcast, and I know when he's playing around and when he's trying to be facetious and funny. That's when I would have been onto his bitch ass. Because the way that he was acting when he came in that room, come on. He came in, he was like, I'm like, get out of here. That's not even natural. Like, get the fuck. I know Monet is like cracking up watching this because it's so funny. Because it's like, if you're not an avid reality TV show fan or fanatic, you're not going to know how these people operate. So I would have peeped Bob's game just off of that reaction because that shit was not natural. Bob jokes like that. So he was really he was playing in their faces and they fell for it. So Dorinda ended up going home. She's really disappointed. I kind of peeped she was going to go home early because I watch What Happens Live. And Andy was like, oh, I hope you make it all the way. And then she made a face like, yeah, right, bitch. I'm the first one gone. And the episode sort of ends up there. My favorite so far, I like Zac Efron's brother. I like, of course, Danielle Bob. Bob is like the main character, for really to be honest. Like, Bob is the shop. Like, let's be real. And I'm not going to lie, if I was Danielle, since she hurt you that bad, I would have probably shook his hand and got rid of Brittany. Just for an eye for an eye. But the way Rob is, we end up finding out also in this episode that Rob may have a chance to like get in. And then also we end up having two more people. Wes, who swears he was going to retire for reality TV, but I guess not anymore. He says the challenge. And then Derek, another one I don't like. Wes, I don't mind too much. But I'm not a fan of Derek and I'm not a fan of Rob. So I'm like, damn. Oh, we're going to have to see them play again, a fucking again, like Jasmine Master says. Let me know what y'all think down below about this first episode. It was really, really good. And we're out, babies.
Ain't no personal thing.